What's going on, everybody, man? What's going on, man? How we doing this evening, man? How we doing? See, man, we got in the building. Pool Man 313. What's going on, boy? D-Town in the building. Cam 92 said, "What up, Rome? Just check your IG DM from me. Sent the video. You should do a reaction to regardless childless black man being pressured to raise another man's kids." That's funny considering the last reaction I just did about the dude that went viral for having 7 kids from 7 different women. Yeah, because I guarantee you all those women over there probably taking stepdaddy applications right now. Chris Jett, man, what's good, boy? Yo, man, Chris Jett was like in Brazil around the same time I was in Barranquilla, man. So I know he probably got that same itch as I do. Lando, man, always showing love. What's good, man? Big Reese in the building. What's going on, boy? I am Alex. What's going on, my G? Dwayne in the building. What's good, bro? What's good, bro? Rose S. What's going on, boy? Randy Tyson, man. What's going on, my guy? Please hit that like button on your way in if you haven't already. Yeah, you and me both, Chris. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Ooh. Damn, I didn't realize I had that on my face. I just got done eating earlier. I apologize, you five. Ugh. Um, yeah, man. We are going to be okay. I wanted to make sure we was good. I was gonna say you get your passport yet, bro? So I'm gonna be bringing on GPC in here shortly. I tried to direct you guys to him because he had a live or a video not too long ago where he was teaching and showing guys how to get their passport online because y'all know I did a video not too long ago about that guy that was having issues with the black women at the post office getting in their feelings. I'm telling you, bro, it's sad, bro. Yeah, that's one of the luxuries, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris Jet, man. That was one of the things. Like before I left to Colombia, man, that was one of the things that I had brought up to my mom because, as you know, man, she was kind of giving me a hard time about leaving. I don't know. I think she seems to be more accepting of it now. Especially since I've been here, helping her out with my pops. But at the same time, I'm, nursing this recovery. But I think she enjoys the fact that there's somebody else in the house that she can talk to. Because I overheard her talking about that to my aunt on the phone earlier today. Because I can only imagine, man, with my dad being in the condition that she's in, like there's nobody else in the house for her to hold a conversation with. Because like my dad's speech got slurred when he had his stroke my senior year in high school. So yeah, man, make sure you do that, bro. Make sure you do that. Yeah, don't wait like I did, man. Bluff City Nerd in the building. What's going on, my G? Yep. You know what I mean? I'm like, we'll make sure GPC. I'm like, he might chime in on that a little bit. Got 33 in the building. Please hit the like button on your way in. Let's see here. All right, I'm trying to make sure my phone is on mute. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring in Global Passport Crew, man. We're gonna go ahead and get it started. Make sure y'all hitting the like button, man, so that way, because people need to hear this, man. We got some very important info that he's gonna be sharing with us. I'm like, I got a question or two of my damn self, because as you guys know, I'm about to be headed to the Philippines, so we're gonna see what's shaking, man. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in Global Passport Crew, man. What's going on, sir?
What's going on?
How you doing? You good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good.
Yeah, I did some changes to the desk. I got a new piece of equipment coming.
Okay, then that's what's up. That's what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
All righty. Let's get this show rocking and rolling.
Right. So
Now, go for it.
like cuz I seen some guys in the chat cuz I was trying to direct them to you cuz I remember you saying something about you were showing guys how to apply online for the passport.
Yeah, you can do that. Well, there's two ways you can do that. You can download the application instead of going to the post office and going. You can download the application. You have to go to the travel.state website, which is the Department of State. And let me clarify something, guys. The applications that you get from the post office are not U.S. postal application. They're Department of State applications. They just distribute them. They don't control anything. Decision makings or anything. That goes to the Department of State. They're in charge of that stuff. So it's the Department of State website you can get these applications from. You can download them, or you can go type them up nice and neat and then print them out. Go to CVS pharmacies, get your photos taken care of, boom, slap a check on there, put it in the envelope and mail it off.
Oh, okay.
You want to do that. You don't have to go to a post office.
Okay, cool. I'm like, that sounds pretty easy and a lot less stressful.
A computer and a printer and you're fine. Oh, one quick second. That's it.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my question out of the way. Cause I'm pretty sure you got things you want to go over, and people in the chat might have some questions. Cause I was actually on my phone earlier, looking at some lodging, Airbnbs and whatnot, for the Philippines, and this was something that somebody else had brought to my attention who's been traveling for a long time. Should guys wait till they get to their destination to to try to lock down a place to stay so that way they can get cheaper prices, or should they just go ahead and book before they leave? Because from what I'm being told, you get it a lot cheaper and you tend to get the prices that the locals would get if you were to wait to get to your destination versus trying to book it before, while you're still in the States, and you end up getting those United States prices. Can you go over that with us real quick?
I never done an Airbnb overseas. Okay. I've always booked in hotels. Even my trip to Jordan, I've done everything basically, flight and hotel, just so those two things are secure. For me, it's not so much about price, it's about security. And making sure everything is taken care of, everything's secure, everything's locked down. Because there's so much you have to deal with traveling that you want to make sure that when you go through the hassle and the traveling, and your body goes through some stuff when you're traveling overseas. When you're traveling, changing flights and waiting in airports and doing all that stuff, and you're sleeping in a upright position and all this other stuff, your body wants to go and lay inside of a bed. You want to make sure there's a bed available with no delays. So I always make sure those things are available as soon as I touch down in the airport in the country that I'm at. So I always have that taken care of. Now, I like to go on booking.com. That's my favorite spot because I used it so much. I tend to get some discounts on some places. Like when I went to Jordan, I got I think like a 10% or 15% discount on the place I stayed. It wasn't nothing fancy. It was like a 2-star hotel, but it had like an 8.5 or 8.7 rating in various areas. And because of this location, it was right smack near a lot, some of the sites that I wanted to go to. The Tower of Hercules for one, the Roman Amphitheater, Hashim Restaurant, which was like the oldest restaurant in Amman, Jordan, where the royal family occasionally goes and eats. Right smack dab, like in the busiest section of Amman, Jordan. So if I wanted to get something, a drink, if I need medication, if I got sick, anything, I can just go walk outside and don't have to use a cab or anything. Just everything's a walk. So a lot of convenience.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, because it's funny you mentioned booking.com because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm like, maybe I should have looked at booking.com first, because I just typed in Airbnbs in that area and was just kind of clicking on random sites. So like yeah, next time I'll definitely look into booking.com for sure.
Keep something about in mind about Airbnbs. They are owned by somebody and they have the keys to that place. So you leave your stuff there. That can be a risk. Keep
Mm,
that in mind. Yeah, it
okay.
may be cheaper, but there's going to be some risks. Okay. And if it's not too, some people will reuse photos and then you get there and it looks like crap, then you get what you're paying for and then you're stuck and then you're trying to find yourself another Airbnb and now you're walking around. You just came off a 30-hour flight, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you just want to get to bed and you're just beat up. That's why I like to prefer just hotels, you know. And plus, like I said, booking.com is a great site. I never had any major issues with booking.com at all.
Okay. I'm like, but so like, let's say if you were staying like long term, like let's say maybe like a few weeks to a month, like it would probably still be cheaper to get an Airbnb versus getting a hotel room.
Probably, yeah. I'll probably do Airbnb. But like I
Oh,
said, like for example, you said that Jay has a place down in Colombia. I may
mm-hmm.
link up with Jay and say, "Hey Jay, can I stay at your place in Colombia?" You know, just if I want to, be there because I kind of put a little trust in them, and I'll give them some business and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah, if it was something like that, I would definitely do it Airbnb.
Oh, okay. So when you typically do hotels, like about usually about how long do you end up staying?
Oh, week and a half.
Week and a half. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Week and a half.
I did when I was in Israel. Sometimes I wanted to take a break because I was up in Ramat Aviv, which is kind of like the suburbs of Tel Aviv. So I wanted to, hang out down by the beach for a weekend. I'll just rent a hotel down by the beach and rent a room down by the beach, and I'll be there for like a weekend and stuff. So things like that, just so I can be closer to the beach. Go by the food, the nightlife, and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Various
Cool.
reasons you can do that.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. Because I'm like, all right. I wanted to get that out, get that squared out of the way, because that's like one of the things I'm like mainly concerned about right now.
Yeah. But
So it's like as far as anything else that you wanted to go over.
yeah, I wanted to go over this, guys. When it comes to traveling, pace yourself because there's a lot of guys that just like, I gotta go next month. Be careful of that. I noticed Pooh Man 313, he's in there. Shout out to you, my brother. I kind of helped him out on something and showed them how he got a lower price on some place he wanted to go. And I hooked him up on a good price on that one. I hope he booked it. I don't know if he booked that thing yet, but yeah, you know, overseas prices are gonna be expensive if you book it the next month. Yeah, it's going to be pricey. So I usually wait a couple of months. Like my Jordan trip, that was booked like 3 months out, and
Mm,
that's at a minimum. And
okay.
I got that price that was listed at 9 and change. But when I booked it through my credit card and I got it down using my points. I got it down to 726 for from Phoenix to Amman, Jordan. A ticket that usually is about like $1,100 around the time of December because during that time, that's when you start getting into the Christmas holiday, and that's when a lot of people go to Israel for to go see the holy sites, but there are also Christian holy sites in Jordan.
Mm,
So there's usually those tours that across go across over into Jordan as well. So those are popular places where the airfares are going to be a little bit more expensive. So
mm,
you guys, you got to pace yourself when it comes to trips. Give yourself at least 3 months, 4 months before you go out to those overseas trips because you'll get those lower airfares. Also pay attention to the time of year you're going, because some places are going to be higher than others. Google Flights is going to be your best friend. I'm going to tell you that right now. Google Flights is your best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, that is your best friend. And put it in incognito mode or whatever browser you're using. Put it on a private mode and start searching. Start playing around with some of those features, because those features like grid maps and charts and stuff, you can start finding good prices playing around with them, and you can set up really cheap airfares and you'll have a great time, man. So utilize Google Flights. That's going to be your savior for cheap airfares. Yeah. What else? Credit cards. I don't know what type of credit cards you guys are using, but I hope you're using credit cards that have reward points, where when you're buying something, or like say you're using it for gas or food or anything, you're getting points back for airfares. Those are going to help big time. They'll get those flights cheaper. So you may want to take a look at those type of credit cards. Like I have one from Chase, and I use that for, like, if I need gas, I'll fuel up my car with that card, and I'll get points. Be sure you pay off the card, obviously, because some people won't. And those, for food, I got Uber attached to the card. So if I want to do Uber Eats, all that other stuff, those points add up. And by the time you're ready to go take your next trip, you may save $100 off your next trip. What up, Jay?
Yeah, man.
So those are those little tidbit tricks that'll help you get prices down. And plus, you when you book your flights, you'll book it through your credit card company, because you'll use your points then. Also, there's airline credit cards you can use. Use those. Like American Airline or United, whichever is your favorite you want to fly with. When you start using those particular airlines more frequently, you start racking points up with them, and then you end up getting free flights. Also, you can use those for purchasing stuff. You'll start building points that way as well. So there's a lot of stuff you can get cheap airfares from.
Okay, because when I was coming back from Barranquilla, they was promoting their credit card. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember them promoting that. So yeah,
Which
man.
airline?
American.
Yeah, American's a good one. Also keep in mind that, we talked about when you flying overseas is, with different airlines is cheap. Some of these major airlines have associate programs with some of those smaller airlines that's overseas. So when you're flying with them, you can also still be racking points up.
Okay.
So keep racking those points up, because eventually those points will help you on your next trip, or you can build up to get a free trip. Because that's what happened with me after I came back from Jordan. I got a $500 free trip from United.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I got to use it before December 1st. I got to figure out where I'm gonna take my little ass. Probably got to go to New York.
Yeah, Chris Jett just made a very valid point right here in the chat. Said facts, carry 2 credit cards just in case, because certain businesses might not take certain cards. That happened to me when I was in Brazil. You know what, Chris Jett? The same. Well, it didn't happen to me, but I did notice that when I was in Colombia, there were certain cards that they didn't take. But luckily, the cars that I carried, they did take. So I didn't have that problem. But yeah, guys, y'all do be aware that, yeah, you want to definitely take 2 different credit cards if you can, because when you go to these other countries, they don't all take the same credit cards as we do.
Yeah. So that's another thing, and that kind of brings up the whole thing about traveling. It's not for everybody. You got to be those type of people that can get credit cards and have money, and just in case of emergencies, like that dude that got stuck in the DR. Wait till I put that video out, bro. You ain't gonna believe this one. I've done my research on this one. You're gonna love this one. I'll leave it at that. But here's another thing. Here's another thing for you guys. And I don't know if you guys know, lounge membership. Okay. There are like when I was on my way to when I landed in Dulles Airport, I went to the United lounge, and I spent $65 just to spend for a 1-day pass. And let me tell you, that was refreshing because I had a 6-hour layover. Now, 6-hour layover sitting out with everybody else on plastic seats, or 6 hours sitting in a nice, comfortable seats with beautiful food, wine, beer, spirits, internet, good internet on top of that, privacy, just comfortable waiting for your next flight. That's what I'm talking about. And they're all over the world. There's this one card called Priority Pass. They have 3 tiers of membership, which will allow you to go any lounge in the world and just chill out. You have to look at the membership requirements. Some you're gonna have to pay, some you don't have to pay for 10 visits, and some you're free, but you can also take a guest, but the guest has to pay. And you can also get the app for it as well on your phone. And it's relaxing. So if you got like a long layover, say you got a 5-hour layover in Japan and it's the daytime and the lounge open, you can go in the lounge and just chill and relax, and maybe just cut some content real quick, throw it on the computer, get that all set up and things like that, and unwind a little bit, in a nice business class area.
Okay. Man, I didn't know anything about that. Okay. That's good. That's definitely good to know. See, Trent's 5 and the chat says, what about the Visa Cash App cards? Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't, but usually if it has the Visa logo, you should be okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know I mostly saw when I was in Colombia, I know pretty much everybody accepted Visa and MasterCard. I'm like, I got MasterCard. So I was pretty good. I didn't have any. Now I will say this though, there were certain businesses for whatever reason, and I think it was just a Colombia thing because I ran across this when I was down there. There was only one specific bank that I could draw money from, and it was Cervica Bank. Like Bank of Colombia and all these other banks, I could not withdraw money from. But I had to find out through some guys through a group chat on WhatsApp that because for some reason, and I don't know if anybody else has ever come across this issue, for some reason my bank. So like I'm trying to withdraw 1 million pesos in Colombia, which is like a couple $100. But for some reason, when we was at the Bank of Colombia, it was reading as $1 million US back home instead of 1 million pesos. So for some reason, it wasn't registering the exchange rate. So I had to go to a Cervica bank where it actually worked. And I don't know why that was an issue, because I was on the phone with my bank for like what felt like almost an hour, and which is going to bring me to another point, man. You guys, make sure that y'all put alerts on your cards before y'all leave to wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all do that, because when I called, I let them know like, hey, look, I put alerts on my cards and everything, like everything good. They said, yeah, everything's fine on your end. The problem is that Colombia's bank wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. So I had to go to a different bank, and then I was able to withdraw with no issues. So that's another thing, you guys. Make sure that before y'all leave, y'all put an alert on y'all cards, and y'all gotta let them know exactly how long y'all gonna be out there and when y'all are gonna come back. So that way y'all don't have any issues using y'all cars when y'all are out.
Yeah, I've had that issue when I lived in Israel, and I made it a point every time I go to Israel, when I have my seasonal breaks and stuff, I let the bank know and say, "Hey, I will be in Israel from this date to this date. So if you get anything coming out of there, that is me." So always let them know that before you leave, because that's a hang up you don't want to have. Seriously, you don't. Um, One travel tidbit, because I saw someone briefly mention that, make photocopies of your ID, like your passports, um, any important documents and stuff, and put it in a file somewhere. It can be a thumb drive, it can be on your phone in a file, or something on your computer, just in case if you lose it. It just makes the process easier when you have to go to, if you lose your passport, you know, you can say, "Hey, here's the passport number," and it will just make life a little easier. But I'll get into that in a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, guys, just don't rush it to get overseas, man. Overseas ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, the fairs, trust me, you can work fairs. And if you guys are really serious travelers and want to do this constantly and constantly, you got to learn how to do it cheaper and cheaper. Not like, okay, we're going to fly a cheap ass airline, dirt cheap. We're gonna fly a good airline at a cheaper price, because everybody on that flight that you're flying on are paying different prices. Some got it real cheap, some
Mhm.
paying expensive, some paying it cheap. So you just got to know how to play it right and get that right price where it's not breaking the bank. So, but next thing I want to get into is safety, and this is kind of something big that I get into. Um, have you guys ever heard of the STEP program?
No, I've never heard of that. What is that?
It's the Smart Travelers Enrollment Program. It's by the State Department. Basically, it's you go on their site, on the uh, travelers travelers.state.gov website, and you just type in your information, and they'll send you alerts if there's any security issues at where you're going. So that way you can make better informed decisions. Um, that's why I was kind of concerned when you were going to Barranquilla, because Barranquilla Colombia is like level 3 right now.
Uh-huh.
Basically, states that that's a great, yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. Make sure you got international service on your phones too. That's a good point. Um, Basically, level 3 means reconsider traveling, because there's been some issues in Colombia, particularly kidnapping, some terrorism, but mostly it's just been kidnapping, robbing, and especially the scopamine dating thing, where they've been drugging and robbing people, and some people have been dying off the scopamine thing. So
Uh-huh.
that was an issue. Um, so those are things you got to be aware of, guys, when you're traveling, because there are issues in different countries, uh, especially in Medellin. Medellin, everybody talking about, yeah, we're gonna go to Medellin. These hot women, that's a problem up there, and
Uh-huh.
it's not a representation, as Andre from Love Crossing Borders saying. Medellin, Cartagena is not a representation of Colombia, and he's right. But every place is going to have its issues, and you need to be aware of those issues wherever you're going. Even if you're going into England and France and stuff like that, France got issues. We don't hear about it, but those are. What was the site? Site is it's travel.state.gov. Let me put in. Can you put that in the chat somewhere?
Yeah, he said travel dots.
State.gov.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll drop
these
it
are,
in the chat, guys.
yeah, yeah, this stuff will help you guys out with safety issues and stuff like that. Trust me, It helps me a lot, especially when we had COVID. That was a site I had to hit that because I got actually when COVID broke out, I was in Israel finishing my
Mm,
finishing my last semester. So
mm,
those things are important. Also, with the State Department website, I would keep that in mind because you lose your passport. What do you do? Where's the nearest embassy? How are you going to deal with it? Okay,
mm.
you got robbed. Do you know that there's possibly some victim compensation for you to replace maybe some of your equipment or maybe help you get home? These are things we're talking about. You got to know these things, especially if you're going overseas.
Mm.
Things like that happen, you know. Don't wear jewelry.
Mhm.
Chris, you're really hitting it, man. You're really hitting it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks, Chris. Don't wear jewelry.
yeah. I ain't wear. I left all my jewelry here before I left to Colombia. I ain't take no chances. None. And I was kind of surprised because one of the guys that I met up with through the expat group. I mean, this man had a huge watch on. I mean, and when I vlogged it, it was guys in the comments like, "Damn, Jerome, like he was wearing that down there." I'm like, "Hey, that." I'm like, and the funny thing about it, he ended up losing. He ended up losing his iPhone, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was so worried about him getting robbed over the watch. I'm like, he ended up losing his phone. I'm like, man, what the hell? And then like one of the older lady that I went on a date out with when I first got down there, she lost her phone. And I'm like the funny thing because I'm thinking to myself, y'all are more experienced and y'all been down here before. This is my first time ever leaving the country. And it just seemed like I was more prepared than y'all because I came back home with all my belongings. I didn't lose a thing. And came back with some pesos. Just like you mentioned before. So, I'm definitely gonna hold on to that because I'm like, when I go back down there, I'm like, there go my cab fare from the airport right there. I already got it on me.
There you go. So don't throw away that money because you may use it. I got euros right now, so
Uh-huh.
I might be able to use that. And if I go back to Jordan, oh, always this is one of my favorite things I like to do. When I get to the airport, I go to the cash machine to get my money. I don't go to the foreign exchange rates. Charge too much.
Mm.
Get them out the cash machine. If you know your denominations, right there in the airport, I get it out the cash machine, right out the ATM, right there. Safer, get what you need that you think you're going to survive with for the whole week or whatever you're going to be there.
Hmm.
I get it right at the airport. Plus, it's a lot more safer. I don't think nobody's going to jump you. Well, depends on where you're at. But I never had any problems when I was down in Amman, Jordan, because Amman don't play that. But so
Okay. Hey, can you because I remember you saying Colombia was level 3. Can you explain just briefly just go over what levels mean what? Because I
okay,
know here he said the Philippines is level 2 and Thailand is level 1, and those going to be my next 2 destinations.
okay. The travel advisory has 4 different levels. Level 1, everything's happy dory. Level 2 is it's fine, but take some caution because there's some issues. Level 3 is reconsider traveling, meaning we got some stuff over here. You might want to reconsider traveling. Level 4 is don't go. And usually those are countries like right now, like the Ukraine, Russia, Iran,
Mm,
Afghanistan,
mm,
places like that. Those are level 4s.
okay.
Level 3s would be basically like Colombia or I think Venezuela's 3. Certain areas of Africa, like the Sudans, would be probably a 3.
Mm,
Whenever there's some type of major hostility, whether it be crime or terrorism, where it's really big, there's going to be a 3 or 4.
okay.
So usually I go to places which are 1s and 2s. Like Jordan was a 2.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
know, it just And within those levels, it'll tell you more specifically where to go and where not to go. Like it told me, stay out of this particular area. Don't go to this northern region that bordered Syria because of terrorist activities. And obviously, you have the war that's going on in Syria, so you don't want to go up in that region. Things like that. It's those type of things. So you'll get more in-depth detail when you look at it at the those levels and stuff like that. So you be a little bit more cautious.
Okay. I think this is a good question right here because I remember somebody was telling me that I should do this, but I didn't do it. Is getting multiple phones a good idea?
I carry a burner with me. We call it burners.
Right. Right.
I have a burner on my in one of my bags that I carry. Do I use it? I don't really use it because I'm not really making any phone calls when I'm on vacation, to be honest with you. And like I said, I have an international plan, so if they need to call me, they can call me. I don't use my phone for well, I'll do it for pictures and stuff because I did that when I was in the Petra. I took some stills and stuff because I had my other camera. I was doing the videos and stuff, but outside of that, I don't really use my phone that much.
Okay.
So it all depends what you use your phone for.
Right.
But if you're expecting to be making phone calls or anything like that, then I don't see the need for it. Now, if you're an expat, you move it over there, then I would say, yeah, get yourself another phone with a plan and stuff like that. But me personally, I didn't need to.
Okay. Y'all silly in the chat. Somebody said, what's the level of Southside Chicago? Y'all goofy, man. Oh my God. I'd imagine it's at least a 3 minimum. I got a cousin that's staying in Southside Chicago, man.
Oh, man.
Y'all are silly in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bill and Erica said, Bill and Eric said Venezuela is up to level 4 now. That actually wouldn't surprise me because there's a YouTuber who watches my channel, Luke Casely 20, that she teaches Spanish. I actually been watching her to try to get better at Spanish. She grew up in Venezuela and she's been advising a lot of people not to go to Venezuela. I'm kind of surprised Ace Live been in Venezuela, but I think that's one of the reasons why he said you just can't fly into Venezuela right now. And I'd imagine it's probably because it's level 4 right now. I'm like, Venezuela, I'm like, as much as I want to go there, it's off the books for me right now. I'm like, I'm treating Venezuela like it doesn't exist at the moment, as much as I want to go, but I'll wait in the future when maybe things calm down a little bit more.
Yeah, remember last night someone was talking about, Lebanese women, and you was like, you wanted to go check out Lebanon, and I jumped in and said, no go.
Yeah, because I had a feeling something was going on in Lebanon because I remember hearing something about Lebanon a while ago, and I was kind of like, okay, like Lebanon, yeah, that's a nice place to go to, but I haven't heard anything real positive about it. Sure enough,
the city is still messed up after that big ass explosion when they stored all those freaking explosives on that boat for all those years, and then it blew up damn nearly half of the city. Remember that happened about a year and a half ago?
Yeah, I remember that.
Not to mention, it's been in a civil war. You can't get money out of a bank. You got to call someone to come bring you some money because you talk about the dollars down. Oh my gosh, it's bad over there. It's horrible. I mean, it's people out there just begging right now, and plus they've been it's been fighting between who's up there, Hezbollah and Israel, because Israel been over there dropping bombs over in Lebanon. Yeah, Israel's been fighting a multi-stage war up in the border areas. Yeah. So that's that whole Levant region is pretty contentious right now. And that's true too, Chris. Yeah, a lot of Venezuelans. They're in Colombia.
I met some Venezolanas when I was in Colombia, especially if you go to any of the cities on the coast, like I was, Barranquilla, Cartagena, Santa Marta, Puerto Colombia. You're gonna run across some Venezolanas, man.
Hey,
Definitely.
Trent. Also be careful when you get your stuff stamped in Lebanon and you want to go to Israel, they may deny you entry into Israel. That has happened. If you're coming out, if you have that stamp on there, they will not let you in. There's a high possibility it won't. So keep that in mind when you go, if you decide to go to Lebanon to visit and you get stamped. Because they're going to pull you to the side and question you. Yeah, Israel is very, very anal.
Okay, I was actually kind of surprised how much I was getting questioned when I came back to the States coming from Colombia, man. They were so they were like, yeah, man, so what were you down there for? Damn, you was down there for that long? Then you know how to speak Spanish? I said, I said un poco en español. I'm like, oh yeah, man. I'm like, so how did you get by? I'm like, I know a little bit of Spanish, and I'm like, and I use translator. Yeah, so what do you do for work? And I'm like, bro, like I understand you doing your job, but bro, you like it just came off like very, man, like, dude, like he wanted to know my whole life story. I'm over here, I'm like, dude, here's the name of my YouTube channels, bro. You can look them up. This is why I was down there. I was down there for Carnival. You can look up both of my YouTube channels. You can see that I was down there, man. I'm like, dude, I ain't got nothing to hide.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Drug source country. They're gonna do it because it's a drug source country.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but I figured that was kind of a thing of the past, because that's one of the things that I know Colombians are like trying to they're trying to overcome that, that bad perception of what happened back in the 70s and 80s. But
yeah, that's going to continue to happen. And South America, even Mexico, they're still doing it. You're coming across there, they're going to run through questions. I mean, even me, when I even went to Israel, man, I went through the ringer. I went through the ringer. Yep. LA Miles. Yep. He ain't lying about Israel. Yep. I lived in Israel for 3 years. I was a student at Tel Aviv University. So yeah, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Yeah, I know about Israel quite well. Ramat Aviv, that was my where I lived at. Yeah, Ramat Gan, been around there, down on Gordon Beach. Yeah, I'm ringing some bells with him right now. Yeah, those big stone steps that at the end of Gordon Beach.
Stone steps. That sounds familiar. I think I might have seen those somewhere on the internet.
Yeah.
Are they black?
No, there's like brownish.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else.
But yeah, those are things y'all got to be very, very cognizant about, going overseas. But booking your flights. Not that guy that questioned you that much.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah. I thought that was crazy, but apparently everybody else in the chat they got similar stories. So okay, I don't feel out of place now. So apparently y'all all dealt with this in some shape or form. So I guess it's just protocol,
Yeah, Israel. Like if you go fly on LL, man, I went through the freaking ringer with those dudes just to get over there, and I had paperwork and everything. just to
Right.
get on board. I was like, Jesus Christ, bro. Seriously?
Right.
And
And I'm thinking,
airplanes are really cool because they have the flares under it, so they can, like, if they got a missile shoot at them, they shoot the flares out to get rid of the missiles. So that's a very safe airline to fly.
okay, cool, cool. That's what's up.
Yeah, but also let me talk about booking flights.
Mm,
There's ways you can book your flights. We talked about Google Flights. You can do stayovers or layovers. Now, stayovers is basically like a multi-trip. Like, say, for you, let's take Rome for example. Rome, I want to go to Thailand, but I want to stop off in Barranquilla, to hook up, to show up my friend. So I'm gonna go from Cincinnati to Barranquilla and spend 3 days. That's my first leg of the trip. Then my next leg of the trip, I'm gonna go to, say, freaking Thailand. And then after that, I'm gonna go home. That's a stayover because that time frame you're staying there 3-4 days, that's a stayover. Then
okay.
there's the layover, which is basically an extended stay at a stop where you're going to be switching planes. Now, I came across a site which I haven't tried yet. I'm not endorsing it because I haven't tried it yet. But there's a site called Skiplag where you can actually get an extended stay, extended layover. Case in point,
Mm,
you can say if I'm going to Israel, fly from Phoenix to New York and then New York to London. In London, I managed to get a 24-hour layover.
mm,
That's a whole freaking day.
right.
I can make another trip out of that.
Right. I was just about to say that. That's what's up. That's what's
And then
up.
from there, onto my journey to Israel.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, that's cool, man. Damn, because you basically knocking off a whole nother destination, man. That's interesting, man.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know you can do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get those long layovers and stuff like that. That's another trip. And if you're doing travel blogging, all you got to do is get some sleep on the plane. And then when you get out, say if you land at 6 o'clock in the morning in London and your flight don't leave till 6 o'clock the next morning, get to a hotel, drop your stuff off, start filming, take as much stuff as you want, go to bed early, get up early, and get your next flight.
Mm-hmm.
That would be some great content for content creation.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I never thought about that, man. I'm gonna look into that, man, for real. Because I'm like, I know some people. I've heard of people that when they I've heard of people like going to Thailand or the Philippines, and sometimes they'll have like an extended layover, like in Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and they'll stay. I'm like, and they'll probably stay there for like a day, and then they'll swing over to Thailand or the Philippines. I've heard of people doing that too. So yeah, man, that's cool, man. I'm gonna have to look into that. Hmm,
Throw
okay.
that in there, and it's, like I said, you're a content creator. Throw that in there, and that's another little additive to your trip. It's like, hey, I got to experience this for a little bit. It was great. Took some sites. Just make sure you get to your desk. Make sure you get to the airport on time, so you can get back to your flights and stuff like that. Now, as far as cost on those things, I don't really know too much. Might be a bit pricey, but I would, if anybody does that, drop me a line and tell me how the skip lag worked. Um, see, the site has some issues because skip lag is actually a technique. What it is this. Say you wanted to go from A direct flight from, say, Phoenix to New York was like $700. But you found a flight from Phoenix to Florida with a layover in New York that was cheaper. What skip lagging is you would pack just a carry-on. You will fly the first leg and don't go on the second leg. The problem with that is that if you don't go on your second leg, your whole ticket cancels. So you have to figure out how you're going to get back home. If you do enough on that airline, you'll be banned from that airline. Yeah, so there's a lot of negatives on that. And if you use your like some type of rewards program, you get kicked out of the rewards program. That's where the term skip lag come from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The site, they built this site and they just showed you guys how to, it's basically a regular site, but they'll show you how to get those longer layovers and stuff. They tried to sue to get the site shut down, but apparently it didn't work. Yeah.
Let me get this super chat real quick. Good Lord, KMO. My God, man.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that.
Wow. KMO with the $100 super chat, man. He said, yes, indeed. When JPC speaks, y'all listen. I'm like, I know that's right. Showing my support to the both of you brothers, and y'all will continue on doing the necessary work that will be done for the West. Well, let's just say for us, well, US, when overseas is your true therapy. The time has truly arrived. Thank you so much for that super chat, brother.
Thank you, KMO.
Always showing love, man.
Thank
and
you,
you know what? Good God, man. When I tell you, dude, I haven't been back in the States a week yet. And it's like that blues that everybody talks about, man. It's really kicking in, man. It really hits me when I do my reactions. It really hits me when I do my reactions because I'm looking at this content people are sending me, and I'm just kind of like, damn, I didn't see any of this when I was in Colombia. Like, none of this. I'm like, even with it being level 3 and everything, I was like, dude, everything was chill. It was fun. The people were welcoming. You know what I mean? My Spanish ain't all that great, but the people were very patient with me and just very helpful. And I'm just kind of like,
yeah, but keep this in mind. That's
so
during
nice.
an event. You haven't been there when it's no event.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's another test you got to go through.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of dealt with it because it did kind of die down after Carnival because I was there for, let's see, Carnival ended like on the 21st, and I didn't leave till the 27th. I mean, and even prior to that, it was kind of chill, but you can tell that it was kind of building up because they got this thing called La Quacherna, which is basically like a smaller version of Carnival that was like a week prior to that. And even before that, you know, people got their houses decorated, getting ready for Carnival, you know, people playing music till like late at night, and Carnival didn't even start yet. So, you know, it's definitely a build up to all the events. And they have events in the city going on the entire month. But you know, it just kind of like slowly builds up till Carnival. But yeah, I'm like, after Carnival, it definitely died down a little bit. So, but yeah, I agree with you on that one because I'm supposed to be going back. One of my subscribers, he invited me to a wedding in Cartagena, so I'm supposed to be going there back in June. So I'll probably end up swinging back to Barranquilla to see the girl that I was dating, and then I'm gonna go to the wedding as well, since you know they're literally like 2 hours apart. And then Richie Mack is having that 100K sub party that he invited everybody to in July. So I'll probably end up back in Thailand in July as well. So I think I'm like, for me, it's kind of like what I want to do in the month of May is where I'm just kind of like, that's what's kind of up in the air right now. I'm like, but as far like immediate, you know, um, the end of this month in April, it's definitely going to be the Philippines and Thailand. But I don't know. May is kind of like I said, like I've been telling everybody, May is just kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I said with you guys, just pace yourself, plan things out. Give yourself some time in terms of like cheap tickets because there's a lot to see out there.
Hmm.
And I don't know what everybody's financial situation is. Right now, I can be traveling right now, but new job may be heading in the horizon. So I'm kind of preparing myself with that. I haven't put out any new content lately because I've been busy with the cybersecurity course. I got 2 of my certs. I got 1 more cert to get. After I get that, then I'll be full blown back into doing stuff. Going to try to put a video out this week. We're going to talk about the individual that got stuck in the DR. Should not be doing. Which kind of brings me to another thing. Guys, always have some type of an emergency plan when you're overseas. Things happen, okay? And I know, guys, you spend your money, but always have that emergency credit card that it's clear, clean, because things do happen, and you might have to book on another airline. Um, have that debit card with money on it. Like for me, when I went to Jordan, I had 2 credit cards and a debit card. So I had enough to fly business class actually.
Right. That's pretty much how I roll. I got my debit card and my 2 credit cards. Like, I mean, but I'm like, I did, I was pretty frugal with my money, so I didn't have to worry about even thinking about using my credit card. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially in Philippines and Thailand, they go bananas with their money. And that happens a lot. When I was talking to Aaron from BMT Travels,
Yeah.
yeah, that happens a lot over there. And guys get stuck,
Mm.
stuck out there. And you don't want to be one of those guys. So, I'm not saying don't have fun, but be smart when you're spending your money out there. Emergency happens, be prepared to like, hey, I gotta go bounce. You might have to change your plans real quick, or something, may happen and card got to come out. I'm just saying, like I said, be safe and smart about it because there's like, if I told you about what this moron did in the DR, you ain't gonna believe me. You ain't gonna believe me.
Oh, okay. So you really been investigating that situation. Okay, because I'm like,
Dude,
I remember you telling me some things that I'm like, but
dude, I dug into this. I dug into this.
mm, 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 mm.
This was somebody who should not be traveling. And it wasn't because he was begging for money, because those things happen. And guys,
Mhm.
I understand. Hey, I got stuck. I need money. You go on the internet and you got to beg, and someone's got to cash out your money to get you home. You got to do what you got to do. I ain't going to fault you for that. But when I looked at the entire video and some of the other videos on this site and what he was saying and how he was acting, it added up. And it was like, your butt shouldn't have been traveling in the first place.
Mm, 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 mm.
That's what I'm talking about. Not, I lost my wallet. Like there was a girl, she came on TikTok and she said she had lost her passport. I didn't dog her. I say, hey, best thing to do is just to go to the State Department, go to the embassy, tell your situation. If you got any idea or something like that, just that's it. Because those things happen.
Right.
Those things are gonna happen when you're overseas. I lost my COVID card when I was in Jordan.
Mm.
Well, let's just put it like this. It dropped out because I got in an incident that I thought I was getting arrested, but that was nothing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Something that wasn't my fault, but it turned out for the better. It was this communication thing. And me and the cop hugged it out. Me and the cop had a nice little hug. We laughed about it and it was funny. It was funny. But yeah, those are nice little tips and stuff like that. Hotels, I book through Booking. That's my favorite. It's just I love that. I love booking.com. Like whatever. And I think they do also do Airbnbs on there too.
Oh, okay, they do. Okay,
I
okay.
think.
I'll,
I'm
I'll,
not
I'll
sure.
definitely look into that then. I'll definitely look into
Yeah.
that.
Now, you guys got questions on there? Throw them out. Let's hear them.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Poohman313 said, what about A Firm? That sounds familiar. I've heard of
Ooh,
that.
A Firm. Thank you for bringing that up, Pool Man.
Heard that before.
Firm. A
What is
Firm's
that?
a loan. A Firm's a loan company.
Okay.
Guys, you can actually, when you book your flight, you can actually take a loan out for the tickets and pay by loan. It's like you do on Amazon. Like if you order something from Amazon and they give you that option at the end, you want to pay by cash, you want to pay, by credit card, or you want to take a loan out to pay this off, and with these monthly installments, you can do that with airline tickets.
You know what? My best friend told me about that. That's why that sounds so familiar. My
Yeah.
best friend did that, man. My best friend told me about that. Yeah, that's why that.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, why does A Firm sound so familiar? Yeah, my best friend told me about that. I've heard about that. I didn't know you can do that with flights though. He was
Yeah,
telling me you can do it like with other stuff, but
yeah, you can do it with flights and vacation package, but don't go crazy over it. Like, don't get like
right,
first class tickets and stuff like that,
right,
because you're only going to have about at max 18 months to pay that stuff off.
right, right.
So you
Mm-hmm.
got to be very, very cautious about doing that. So you better off just getting like coach flights and pay that stuff off, because and that's where booking ahead of time works in your advantage, because if the flights are cheaper, then your payments are going to be cheaper, obviously. Like if I wanted to get a flight, say hypothetically, if I'm going to fly in September, if I'm going to go to, let's say, Germany, hypothetically it's going to be about $500. $500. Okay. How long is it going to take me to, with that and the interest and all that stuff? Let's say interest is going to be like 6. Taxes, fees, all that stuff come out 6 and change. And it's in September. So I got April, May, June, July. I got 7 months to my flight. I can literally pay that flight off by the time I actually step on that plane.
Right. Yeah.
And even if I don't pay it off, I'm still going to be paying it off.
Right. Right. Damn. Okay. Damn, bro. That was shout out to Poohman313. I'm glad you brought that up because I've heard of it, but I did not know you can use that for flights. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. It was something else I saw in the chat. This might be related to your field. I think they're like back to back. Oh, yeah. Does that have anything to do with the field that you're in?
Which CompTIA exam are you talking about?
Okay.
Because one of my certifications is I got the Security Plus. Oh, if that plus sign, no, that's which exam are you talking about? Security Plus, A Plus? I'm not sure which plus you're talking about.
Yeah, because I noticed this next one. He said that was
Security
somebody
Plus?
else. Yeah, that was somebody else saying he's working on the Security Plus and he has the MS.
It's going to be it's a bit of a challenge because of the sims, the simulations. Okay. Get those sims down.
Oh, okay. Trent's, the name of his channel is called Global Passport Crew. Can one of my mods please put the link to his channel in the chat for us, please? Please subscribe to his channel. I'm telling you guys, I've been yo, I've been promoting this man's channel for a reason, man. And just like KMO said in the super chat earlier, man, when he talks, I shut up and listen, man, because he's very informative. Like I told you guys, when I originally planned on going to Barranquilla, you know, he looked up my flight, and the only reason why I didn't get it for the price that he originally screenshotted to me was because, like he mentioned earlier, I waited a little bit longer afterwards. Because I remember it like it was yesterday. Because when you sent it to me and it was like $592. I was like, damn, okay, that's a hell of a deal. And then I put it off for a minute, but the only reason why I put it off was because I was trying to see what my family was gonna do, because they wanted me to hold off because they were gonna book this cruise to Mexico, only to flip the script and decide that they wanted to go to Jamaica. And I was like, I don't want to go to Jamaica. So once they decided to do that, that's when I went on ahead and booked my flight to Barranquilla. And I still didn't end up paying that much more. It was like $30 more, because it came up to like, it was like 620 something. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like I got like, like I, got overcharged, but I could have saved myself $30 if I would have just booked it when you originally found the pricing for me. So like that's one of the reasons why I've been trying to, get you guys to go to his channel and check him out, man, because if you want to travel for the LO, man, this is the man to go to, bro. He knows all the ins and outs, man, and he can definitely save you a few bucks.
Also, you may want to start considering flying early in the morning. Early morning flights are generally cheaper.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't realize that mattered.
Yeah,
I did not know that mattered. That might explain why my flight was still kind of cheap, because I'm like, I left 6 a.m. So
oh yeah, that's hot. That's a hot time to leave. That, and on certain days like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, because no one's really traveling on those days. Those are good days to travel.
so Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
Tuesday, Wednesdays, sometimes Thursdays. Saturday actually is a good one because ain't nobody traveling on Saturday.
Okay, because that's typically what I've been trying to do when I fly. I try to go like in the middle of the week, early in the morning, because I figured, like who's really traveling, that early in the morning in the middle of the week. I'm like, because I figured that'd be less hassle getting through security and all that too. I was thinking about that too.
Oh yeah, not a lot of people. I mean, most of your travels are going to be Mondays because you got the business travelers going on business meetings.
Right.
Fridays, you got people going to whatever. Thursdays and Fridays, you got people going to wherever they're going to go party at for the weekend. Sundays, everybody's going back home. So those are going to be your busy days. So that leaves you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. But I would do more Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, that's good advice, because I was thinking about booking I was thinking about going to I was thinking about booking on Tuesdays myself. See, here's another question in here. Yeah, what's the best debit card to use overseas? I think that's another good question.
Wow, that's a good one. I don't really know. I guess, I never had any problem with my debit card, which is Chase. So just, yeah, I never had any problem with my debit card when I used it overseas. So I guess I don't really know about that. If you're talking about prepaid cards, I don't know. But if you're talking about your standard card, which you can use, you're just going to be charged international fees, which is usually not that much. One thing to know, guys, is also know the currency rates, what they're exchanging at, so you'll know how much you're going to be actually spending. Because when I did I spent quite a bit for cab fare, because when you convert it over, Jordanian dollars were stronger in terms of the dollar, stronger than the US dollar by a couple of cents. But if you go to
Wow.
Israel, shit, you're a prince over there, man. Literally, I was living it up in Israel. Literally.
Wow.
Yeah, I was, man. If I was making the money that I was making, I was literally, I was kind of the rich kid over there. I was, well off. So it's great. It was, because I think the exchange rate was like 3.5, 3.7 at times, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 3.1 dollar to $1 to 3.775 shekels.
Mm,
I
damn.
ate good. I ate good. Even my roommates were like, "That's expensive." No, not for me. Not for me.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, cause I'm like that last date that I went on in Colombia, like I'm like, cause I gotta keep doing the numbers in my head because when they brought me the bill, like it almost came up to 100,000. It was like 92,000 pesos, and like I'm just kind of like, I look at my phone right quick and I convert it. And let me tell you, this is when the blues hit me. I'm like, okay, so for me and her, and um, this is like one of the not like a nice restaurant, but it's not fast food at all. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And we got like some of the biggest burgers I ever seen. Like I had put the pictures up on my Instagram and Facebook, and she got the same thing I got, and we got drinks, and she had got a water. All of this came up to $18.90 once I converted it, and that was including tipping. I come home, I'm starving because I had just got off the phone with Bill, and she was like, "Yeah, yeah, make sure when you get to your layover in Miami, you get something to eat." I was like, "All right." I go to Subway, just a meal for myself, 6-inch sub, bag of chips, and a Coke. $20.10. I said,
Now, what time did you get into Miami?
I got in kind of late, man, because the flight leaving Barranquilla was delayed by I want to say maybe like almost an hour. So I didn't get into Miami till maybe about I want to say maybe like 6 or 7. Yeah, about like 6 or 7 that evening.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
actually worked out because the next flight was delayed. Yeah, I mean, I think that was due to the first flight being delayed because you got to think, man, we had to come in, you had to do check in, the passport, and then because that was the first point of entry, you had to reclaim your bag.
Hmm.
So, doing all that and going through security again, that took probably about another hour, hour and a half. You know what I mean? But by the time I had made it to my departure area, I still had about another hour before we had to take off, only for it to keep being delayed again. So I really didn't take off from Miami till like 10:30 that night, and originally it was supposed to leave out at about 7. Then it got delayed to 9. Then it was 9:30. Then it was 10:30, and then you start people getting restless and complaining. So me, I'm like I got on my laptop, and it was a couple guys live, like Andre and Andrea was live. So I hopped on there live and watched them, and I think like who else was going live that night? It was a couple people that were live. Yeah, I think it was either Kings and Dreams. I think he had went live too. So I was just chiming in, letting everybody know that I was safe and I was back in the States. Just kind of like burning time. And I think I had also think I had got some things done on my channel, and then I finally hopped on the board, and then I got to Charlotte like a little bit after midnight, and then I went live when I got in Charlotte. So yeah, it was that flight on the way back is rough, man. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. The reclaiming the bags, dealing with the passport check, all that
Let me
walk,
speak
man.
about bags real quick. Yo, get them bags. Try to get the soft bags. These hard cases are a pain in the ass. I don't care if they come with rollers, they're a pain in the ass, especially
Mm.
like, you know, like when I went to Jordan, I had just a backpack. I had a large backpack with these small containers, soft containers where you can put your clothes in. And it worked out pretty well. I just got a new bag, which is a little bit smaller than the one I took. I might give this bag away because it's not as big as I thought it would be. Um, but because it has wheels on it, and also it's also a knapsack. But bags makes a difference, man. Like if you want to just if you're doing a week, I can just put that bag up and in overhead, and that'd be it. And then afterwards, jump out. That's what I did in Jordan. Had that and put it in overhead, and that was it. Got out, grabbed my bag, went to the get my visa. I was done. Just all I did, got a cab, and I had to wait to go get luggage or anything. But it all depends where you're going and how long you're staying. That's going to be the big thing about that. So
Yeah.
bags would be a big thing, and plus those heavy bags, those the hard case bags, they just add weight to your overall thing because you can get charged more money. So that's why I like the soft bags.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you on that because I know a lot of people say they like those hard cases, but I ended up getting the soft bags. But because I was down there for a whole month, I had to check both of my. Now on the way down there, because one of my bags where it was a little bit smaller, because all I really had in it was gym shoes. They let me check that on for free, but like my bag that had all my clothes in, I had to check that in, and fortunately it didn't weigh too much, so I don't think
Mhm.
I got charged that bad. But as far as carry on, I just carry a small bag. I just carried a small bag with all my hygiene and stuff like that, and then my book bag that had my laptop and my cameras in it, pretty much, and my headphones. So as far as like, because I'm not trying to walk around with a bunch of heavy stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I definitely felt pretty comfortable with that.
Always keep
Oh, cool. My
always
bad.
keep a always keep a knapsack with extra clothes and stuff like that, just so
Mhm.
something happens, on the flight or something like that. That way, if you got to run into a hotel or something like that, you got to change your clothes, stuff like that. Always,
Right,
do that. So that I
mhm,
highly recommend you guys do stuff like that. So,
right.
you guys
Mike's
got
Phil-
any more questions, comments in
yeah,
there?
Mike's Philippine Journey came in with the super chat real quick.
Ooh,
499 said, "What's going on, Rome and GPC, man? Yeah, man. I'm like,
yeah, I
I,
got to get
I probably end up
Mike.
seeing Mike when I go to the Philippines."
Mike, I haven't forgot about you. We still got a show to do. Haven't forgot about you. Just been busy on my end over here. But yeah. Um
Oh yeah,
Philippines,
because that's a good question. If you want to discuss that real quick, the TSA pre-check.
if you're going overseas, do the global.
Mm-hmm.
TSA pre-check. Um, that's if you're gonna be domestic, but if I was you guys, just do global.
Mm-hmm.
Do the global. It's trust me, I gotta do it myself because standing on that damn line all damn day, oh man, that's a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. It was. It was indeed.
It's a
Was
pain in
indeed. I'm
the
like,
ass. If you do
Jesus
any
Christ.
overseas traveling and stuff like that, I would spend $100 or whatever it is, go through the background check, go global. Now I don't know, and this is another thing that came up about, and I want to just get clarification with this whole passport thing. As far as felons, according to the passport, you as long as you satisfy your requirements, you can be someone with had a felony past. You can get a passport. I don't know how that reflects on with the background check because you will go through a background check, but I assume that that does apply to the same with getting the global pre-check. I don't know because there's two different agencies. I don't know how that's going to operate. But I will say this with visas: if you're going to get a foreign visa, they're gonna do a background check. They find out you have some type of criminal past, they will not let you in. Certain countries will not let you in.
Yeah, I remember looking that up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was kind of iffy about trying to go to Argentina because I wanted to go to Argentina really bad, and some people said that I would be able to go, and then some people said I wouldn't. So I know some countries they say it depend on how old the felony is. Some said some countries they won't let you in regardless, or it depends on the level of the felony. So, I mean, I guess it just varies country to country.
hmm And those are for visas you apply for, that you got to apply for before you leave or when you're doing a long stay. That's not necessarily for like travel visas, because travel visas are like that. Like when I went to the good thing about Jordan that I like, they have something called the Jordan Pass. So if you guys go into Jordan anytime, get the Jordan Pass. You can do it online, and the Jordan Pass is good for a year. Basically, it takes care not only your visa fees, but all entries to the archaeological sites, including Petra, the Roman Amphitheater, the Tower of Hercules, all these sites, Wadi Rum, all of it's taken care of in that fee. And they'll print you out a scan code card. So all you got to do is just go up there, you just show them off your phone, and boom, you're good. That was a big money saver, huge money saver, and was very, very convenient. So also look for those type of programs, because some countries may offer those type of programs where you can do that stuff. Global entry, go back 5 years. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Oh
That's
yeah, that's the case. Yeah, I'm like my felony is over a decade old. I'm good. I'm like I've been on a straight and narrow ever since. Yeah, I'm like never
Did it
never.
take a long ask him, did it take a long time to get that global entry? Was it fast? Was it convenient? Did it take only like a couple of weeks or
Yeah, that's a good question because I guess it just depends on the volume of what's coming in because I've heard some people say it only takes like a week or two, and I've heard some people say it might take up to a month. I guess it just depends on how much the volume is. But that's a good question. I'm like, anybody in the chat know that? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, because my felony is non-violent. Yeah, so I'm like, I think I'm pretty good. I'm like,
okay.
plus it's like, see, was like 10, 11 years old now, so yeah, I'm good. Like I'm like I haven't even had so much as a speeding ticket since then. I'm like that's how much I've been trying to. I'm like I don't want no smoke. I'm like let me be.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they said it took them 5 weeks. Yeah, I thought so. Yes, that sounds
Five
about right.
weeks?
That's about what I heard.
Sweet. I'm gonna apply for mine. I'm gonna
Yeah,
apply for mine.
yeah, I'm gonna
Get
go
that
ahead and do
going and
that.
up and ready. 5 weeks is pretty, that's a good time frame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that ain't too bad at all. That
Yeah,
ain't
man. Traveling is awesome, man. You guys, like I said, these tips will help you out tremendously. Language. I don't know what country or how long you guys are gonna stay. Because I know some people have their particular language they want to work on. Um, I have my favorite toys I like to play with. I know everybody likes Duolingo. That's a cute one. I have one to have that too.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Google Translate. Everybody, that's going to get old soon. So I'm going to introduce you to two ones that I use. The first one is called italki. Italki, basically, if you're really serious about learning a language and getting fluent, depending on the language, you actually, it's you. like we're doing right now on Zoom and stuff like that, you an instructor on the other end, and you're learning. And that instructor can be anywhere in the world. I have an instructor who taught me my Arabic, and I originally met him when he was living in Ramallah, which is in Palestine, which is in Israel. Now he
Okay.
lives in Germany.
Hmm.
Uh, so just before I left for Germany, we had a class and we ran over some things I should say when I was going to Jordan. So that's one tool you can use. The prices vary, but it's usually no more than $20 an hour. So
Hmm.
it's not that bad. The other one, and this is a really good tool, is called UTalk. UTalk, and you can download it to your phone, you can download it to your computer. You have the access of so many damn languages, it's not even funny. Some of these languages I've never even heard of. And then you have different variations of known languages. Like I got Arabic, Egyptian, Arabic Gulf, Arabic Modern Standard, Arabic Moroccan. I have Azerbaijan, Basque, Bamboo. You start getting into some of these African languages that I've never even heard of. Um, Fijian, Talago, Finnish, Haitian Creole, Icelandic, um, Maltese, Manex. And if you're asking me what freaking country these are from, I couldn't tell you.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're probably like different dialects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Punjabi, Indian, Punjabi, Pakistani, Sami, South, which I don't know what is, Samoan. I mean, this app, italki, golden. I mean, you talk, it's golden.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and download that then. I mean, Duolingo cool, but man, it's kind of boring to me. I don't know.
Dude,
Duolingo just seems like I don't know, man.
Duolingo's cool. I ain't
Like it's
gonna lie,
cool. I
it's
mean, it's
cool.
cool, but I don't know. I
But
don't know. It's just something about it that just kind of like I don't know. I'm like maybe it's just the way it's set up. I don't know, but
it's very elementary, it's very
right.
basic in the way it does it. And I kind of dig it because you got to kind of go at it with kid gloves when you're starting to learn
Mhm.
a language. I understand it. And I don't knock Duolingo. It's really, really cool. I know a lot of guys, even guys when I worked, in when I was with the Utah Army National Guard are linguists. They would use Duolingo to practice, you know. And but this you talk when you talking about different languages from places you've never even heard of, man, this is it. You want to open up some doors, impress some people, this is it. This is way better than Rosetta Stone.
Okay
Matter of
then.
fact, this smokes Rosetta Stone.
Oh wow.
This I will literally tell you, I've had Rosetta Stone, and Rosetta Stone is nothing to sneeze at. This thing will smoke it.
Wow. Okay
And
then.
it breaks it down by subjects like driving or traveling or cooking or time or numbers. It's nothing to sneeze at.
Mm,
This is the app.
okay then. We got another super chat here. Bishop NYC 23 with the 4.99 super chat. Oh, okay. I've heard people say this too. You apply. He's talking about the global entry. You apply and they do a background check, and you can get the interview when you come back into the states instead of waiting on the internet date. Okay, yeah, I've heard people do that as well. All right, so I'm
Ooh,
like that's
cool.
good to know. That's good to know. Let's see. Oh, another super chat. Jamal Fowler. Uh, $10 super chat says, "What up, Rome and Global Passport crew? I definitely need to be tuned into this. Hope y'all are good tonight, man. All is well, my friend. All is
All
well.
is well, man.
Dude, Jamal Fowler, bruh. Y'all airport is cold as ice, man. Jesus Christ. Will you tell the people at y'all airport to chill with the AC? I was in there freezing my ass off. Jesus Christ, man. Oh man, cause he wanted me to holler at him, man, cause he happens to be in Charlotte. I was like, bro, this airport cold. Oh my god, I was in there free. I couldn't wait to board. I'm like, man.
Also, another thing I just remembered, you just remind me of. Airfares is going to also matter where you're flying out of. Okay. The bigger the airport, the more cheaper it's going to be. So all you guys living in big cities or near big cities, you're going to have a bigger advantage of getting cheaper airfares than coming out of smaller airports, obviously. So that's going to be an advantage. It's because it's the hub. Bigger certain airports, in certain cities are hubs for certain airlines. Now, obviously, you can smaller airports, you can get to those hubs, but like for example, I've looked at different airfares of going to Colombia. I found cheaper ones going from Phoenix to Houston and then Houston to Bogota to be cheaper than going to Barranquilla or Medellin or something like that. It's all depending on the hub of the airline.
So let me ask, so like, let's say if I was trying to get to Colombia and I decided to try to go through somewhere from Texas versus Miami, do you think it would be cheaper to go to Colombia through Texas versus Miami?
Well, it's going to depend on the airline.
Right.
Which airline hub you're going out of.
Okay. Interesting.
Airline hubs plays a role in that.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know, because I didn't know that, because I have seen some people that are getting to Colombia from Texas, because I was always under the assumption that everybody went through Miami, because that just seems to be a really big hub, because Jesus Christ, man.
Some go out of Miami, some will go out of Fort Lauderdale, some will even go out of Tampa.
Oh, okay. Because my God, you want to talk
about out of Houston or Dallas.
I mean, being in Miami airport was almost like being in Colombia, you guys. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, it was so many beautiful women in that airport, man. Just in the line waiting to get my passport checked and reclaim the bags. I'm just looking around like, damn, I'm like, am I still in Colombia? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. I'm like, they coming in, bro, from all over.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's these little tidbits and tricks, man. Y'all got to get online and just do a ton of research, man. I mean, and it's like I said, the better advantage is you save money, man. That's the beauty of doing this research, man. You save a lot of money, man. Man, I mean, there's places I'm looking at going that, like, I want to go see Dracula's castle. I'm gonna see that mother. And I'm probably gonna do it just before Blade comes out, just to be in that mood.
Oh, when is that supposed to come out anyway?
About another year and a half, I guess.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't know if they finally set a date for that too.
They're supposed to be starting to film it this year, I think.
Oh, okay, that's what's up, man.
But Dracula's Castle's founded, and I want to go check it out. They just renamed it. It's called Brahms Castle after Bram Stoker. So I want to go check that out and get the history on that and stuff like that. And of course, all you guys, want to go to these nice places like the Philippines and Thailand and stuff like that, and things like that. Also, guys been talking about going to Africa. Be careful, please be careful with Africa.
Maurice, he talking to you, Maurice. Maurice, he said that's his first. That's the first place you want to go to.
He wants to go to Tanzania. Please be careful, Africa, please.
Now, what's the
Please.
deal with Africa?
Terrorism.
Mm,
A lot of the crime and stuff going over there. Terrorism. Africa is getting really, really hot right now with terrorism.
now, is there certain parts that are like okay? Because I know somebody that watched my channel. I want to say he was in Ethiopia. I've seen some YouTubers that been in South Africa. Let's see. I'm trying to think. It was another YouTuber I think that was in Africa too. I'm not sure, man. I'm like, I know Kenya has become pretty popular lately too.
Yeah, the most popular, the more popular ones are okay, like Kenya and South Africa. They're fine. Morocco's been good, but just stay away from the really, really southern area of Morocco, because that's when you start getting into the dicey areas. Southern Sudan going across, that's basically ISIS / Al Qaeda territory. Start getting in that coastal area near Libya. Tunisia just got like a whole bunch load of freaking migrants recently, illegal migrants. So Tunisia's kind of getting a little screwy over there. But even like,
is Egypt okay?
Egypt's okay, but you got to be a little careful right now. Be half and half, I would say, because right now anything can flare up in a minute over there. It's starting to get better, but they still got some issues with terrorism over there. But
okay,
be a little careful over there.
And Maurice Harris, he said, "What about Zambia?
What, you gonna get your back blown out over there?" Mo, I'm sorry, Mo. I'm just busting your chops, Mo. Zambia.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't heard anything with Zambia, to be honest with you. I haven't really heard anything up there. When you start getting into like Mogadishu and Somalia, up in that area. And for you guys know, I worked at a think tank in Israel. So I kind of know about what some of these terrorist groups are at, kind of keep up with a lot of that stuff on the side. Pretty much Libya, anything that's around near Libya, I would be a little cautious of.
Okay.
Libya, I think Mo will be okay if he's going to, what was the first place he was going to?
Because Maurice, didn't you say you was going to Tanzania first? I think that's where he said he wanted to go to first. I think he said he was talking to somebody there already.
Yeah, I think he should be okay in Tanzania. I haven't heard anything, but I'm gonna let me do some research for you, Mo, on that one. Matter of fact, if you want, you can shoot me a list of those African countries you go. And I'll do some research for you to see what's going on, because I have some sources I can tap into. I don't think the countries you're going to are going to be any issue. If there's going to be any issues, going to be more civil war type stuff. And I don't even think that's going to happen. But I think he'll be okay. But if anything in Africa, I would recommend, Mo, go check out Morocco, man.
Yeah, that's one of the places in Africa I've always wanted to go to. Morocco.
Go to Morocco, bro. I would check out Morocco, bro. That's rocking over there.
Okay, Maurice gave us a list. One of the countries he listed is actually where I want to go, because I want to go to Ethiopia myself. Just for the history, you know what I mean?
Well, keep that up there.
All right. Tanzania, Zambia, Ethiopia. Because they call Ethiopia what, the cradle of the world, if I'm saying that right. I'm like, yeah, and I've always wanted to go to Morocco because it's close to Spain. So from what I hear, there's a little bit of a European influence in Morocco to some degree. You'll see.
Yeah, you can cross over. You can just go cross over there. That would be a nice little a trip. Do both Morocco,
Morocco
Rabat,
and Spain.
Morocco, and then go up into Spain. That's a
Yeah,
nice little trip over there.
yeah, I considered that too. That would be a nice little trip.
Let me check my resources on that, Mo, and I'll get back to you on that. I haven't heard anything about anything going on in that region, but let me double check that. When are you planning on going down there? If you have a target date, or so I know you're in the weight loss. I'm glad you're under that 300. Proud of you, brother.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I think he said he's down to like 290 something. I think he said his goal weight is 250. If I remember right. Like, man, congratulations to you on that, Maurice, man. That's what's up, brother.
Yeah, man. If you got a target date, let me know.
Oh, somebody said, what about Uganda?
I don't think nothing's going on over there, Mike. I'll put that on my list too.
Damn, Somalia's level 4. I'm like, Eric and Bell said it's level 4. Damn. I ain't know Somalia was bad like that. I thought Somalia was chill.
Oh no, it's
seriously?
got terrorist groups all up in that mother.
Damn. I had no idea, man.
Yeah, Mali up in that area it's a hellhole.
I mean, because Somalia is on the east, is East Africa, ain't it? I thought it was east. Ain't it like a little bit, I want to say like northeast of Ethiopia? And I mean, I'm not familiar with the continent like that, but I thought it was on the east side of Africa. I thought, because everybody tell me it's the west side of Africa outside of Morocco that you kind of need.
No. It's on the other side of the continent.
Oh, okay.
It's on the other side of the continent.
Yeah,
that's where all the crops. That's a lot of where all the crap is happening.
Oh, okay.
Now, some of it, there's like a little line that goes under that, and it goes right across the continent, and it stops just right under Morocco.
Oh, okay. He said Tanzania and Ethiopia is level 2 right now.
Okay, cool.
Trey said Turkey is level 2.
Yeah, but Turkey just had a nasty earthquake.
Oh, okay.
Although Turkey is pretty cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
A lot of people have been telling me I should go to Turkey too. Oh, okay. Zambia is level 1. Damn, somebody said Somalia should be level 5. Is that bad? Jesus Christ.
See, I'm glad everybody's using those travel advisories right now, because
that's what's up.
Very, very helpful. That's what I want to get you guys used to doing and looking at those, so you can be very, very familiar with using those things. I'm glad you guys are using that.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, but Turkey just had a bad earthquake, man. It went from there into Syria, I believe, and so I don't know what the situation is over there, but Turkey's a pretty cool place, man. I want to go check it out myself, but I want to see what the situation.
Yeah, Shadow Slayer. I never heard of Somali pirates, man. I never heard of Somali pirates. Somebody said something about the Ivory Coast and Senegal.
Yeah, because they got a lot of pirates doing hijacking their ships.
Oh, okay.
Remember that movie, Captain? What's his face?
Those were about Somalians.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of ISIS and Al Qaeda affiliates up in that region, down in that coastal area.
Damn, man. Because I'm like, dude, Somalia got some beautiful women. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, they do. I'm
That's
not gonna lie. But those Moroccan chicks, man, I'm not gonna lie, half French.
Oh yeah, see, that's why I want to. That's one of the reasons why I go, because Morocco, they got that European influence, so you're gonna come across a lot of mixed chicks there too. So yeah, man.
Mixed Arab and French. That's
Hmm.
I met a girl that's like that, man. Pretty,
Yeah,
very, very pretty.
one hell of a mix, man.
Yeah, man. Marrakesh, you just got to be a little cautious over there, man. They're just little pickpockets over there, but watch yourself over there. Some of them kind of just watch your stuff, basically, when you're down in those tourist places like Rabat. And Rabat basically is more political because you get a lot of the guys from the UN over there and a lot of the political players and stuff like that. Whereas you go down to Casablanca and Marrakesh. Marrakesh is the shit over there. That's the spot. Casablanca, it's more of just a city, basically. That's it. Really nothing really to do, from what I was told. You want to go to the place, you want to go to Marrakesh, you want to go by the sea and stuff like that, and then you got your Casablanca and Rabat. But if you want to, really get some good vibes and stuff, you want to go to Marrakesh.
Okay, okay, then. Interesting, man. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot. Because it's one of the one of the things I see detractors that be trying to throw out there. Why come ain't nobody going to Africa? Why come ain't nobody going to Africa? I'm like, man, y'all really need. I'm
Because
like,
one, it's none of their business.
right. I'm like, and
And I
y'all
don't
need
have
to
to
stop the
advertise where
cap.
I'm going.
I'm like, it's plenty of. I'm like, it's plenty of guys. It's plenty of guys going to Africa. I get asked about Africa all the time. So I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, it's crazy.
And you get sisters that go. You get sisters that go up to Morocco.
Right.
You get some sisters going down out there. So that's a pretty happening place for black folks, man, because they love going out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty happening place. Now Tunisia, I gotta check see what's going on over there because I wanted to go there so bad because that's where they filmed the original Star Wars at.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't get down there. So, but at least if I can get to Tunis, Tunis is beautiful by the ocean. I mean, it's gorgeous, man. But right now, I got to see what this migrant situation is about that I just came across. So I got to read up and see what the situation is going on with that. But yeah, that's a real tropical, nice, chill spot to go if you want to talk about having good holiday and stuff like that. Tunisia is it because they'll get a lot of the Spanish, French, English influence coming over there. Nice seaside space, it's beautiful. Um, one time they had a terrorist attack. I think it was a couple of guys came out with AKs and started shooting up the place, and it did drive away some tourism. I think the following year or something like that. Group of the local men came out and they said, "We're going to be your shield," and they just stood out there and made sure that no one shot these people.
Wow.
Bullshit.
That's what's up. So
That's
I'm
what
like,
we're talking about.
so one more question before we wrap up here, because I think somebody else said it in the chat and I wanted to ask myself. Can they go to that website that you mentioned earlier where they were looking up the different levels? Can they get the information as far as like certain shots that they may need, for entry or whatever the case may be? Or
Yeah.
do they gotta go somewhere
The
else for
State
that?
Department, yeah, you just got to maneuver around the website. They'll tell you all that information, what you going to need as far as shots, because especially like when you're going to Africa or certain countries, you're going to be
Right.
required to get certain shots. So they'll have all that type of information out there. So I would definitely hit those websites and stuff like that. Definitely do that. And that's the key thing, guys. This is the methodology I go through when I plan my trips. I go and I do these types of research before I even book, because you don't want to book and then you're stuck. And then it's like I gotta go run around and do this and do that, and it's gonna cost me more money. Um, it's a process, but in the end, hopefully it'll be a cheaper process, because I think my Jordan trip, I literally saved a lot of money. I literally did, because that was, to break it down, when I got that airfare down to 726 from 900, that allowed me to get a hotel for when I was there. Plus, I had to get another hotel for when I had to lay over in Austria, Vienna, Austria, that was pretty cool. I got to go back over there. And so it kept everything really low, because I was trying to keep it under that $1,000 with the flight and hotel, and everything else was extra.
Right.
So I did pretty well for hitting close to $1,400 on this whole trip with the expenses I used.
Oh, damn, yeah, that ain't bad at all. That ain't bad at all. All right. So just to clarify, that was the site you was referring to, right? I want to make sure.
Travel.state.gov.
All right. So yeah, you guys, that's the site that he was referencing to, so that way y'all can get all that information that he was speaking of earlier, because somebody asked in the chat again. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, because we're going on 2 hours now. Because I try to keep them at least 2 hours or under, because I understand guys are busy, and not everybody has time to watch long live streams. But I want to thank everybody for showing up, everybody that shows support in the chat, super chats, cash apps, all that. I want to thank our guests, who's always welcome to come on. Again, please, one of my moderators, please make sure y'all leave the link to his channel in the chat. Please, 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 you guys, subscribe to this man's channel. I know Jay Fleming recently just hit 1,000, and I've been saying ever since he hit 4,000, I said, I'm like, Global Passport Crew is gonna be next in line, because I've been noticing his subs have been, he's had a nice jump, within the last month or so. So make sure y'all subscribe. Very informative. A big help. And he's definitely going to save you a few dollars, for you guys that want to travel, especially if you're trying to travel on a budget. All right. So again, thank you. And, any last words for the people before we go?
I'm here for you guys. When I come up with new stuff, I apologize. It's just I've been doing the cybersecurity training. I haven't really put up anything new. After this month, I will be hitting hard, putting out new stuff. I am going to really throw you some stuff to make your life a lot easy if you guys want to go overseas, travel for cheap, or if you want to even travel domestically for cheap. I am going to hit hard. I want to see you guys travel a lot more. Whether you're going to be an expat, live overseas, we're going to do some stuff on that. We're going to do some stuff on multiple traveling. Because I know we talked a lot about, looking for girlfriends and wives overseas. You got to go back and forth at least 4 times a year. So you got to make that cheap as possible. So this is the game plan you're going to have. So this is what this channel is for. We're going to make it cheap for you guys, so you guys can do it a little bit more frequently, less expensive. It's up to you to have the money and the time to do it. Or if you just want to travel and just see stuff, this is what I'm here for, man. I want to make it cheap for you guys and not break the bank, because this stuff is expensive. It is. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so, you're right. You're right about that. You are right about that.
It is not cheap.
Not at all, man. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end it here, man. Appreciate all you guys from coming on. Until next time, you guys, deuces.
Yeah.